You read the caption right. We are moving back to Florida. We moved to North Dakota about 2.5 years ago. We'll be moving in September back to Florida. And I'll break down why and what brought us here and whatever. Because it's been a long time since an update. So, we originally left Florida for financial reasons because our mortgage, due to taxes and insurance, damn near doubled. Went from 1,200 to over 2,000 a month, which we could have afforded, but we would have been broke otherwise. So we said, let's sell and get something smaller. But at the time, smaller was more expensive. So we said, my wife's family, who lives in North Dakota, um, we decided to move to North Dakota for the time being, up until now. So we said, fuck it, we're gonna move back to Florida because we established a life, we made such good friends, and we love it down there. So we decided on all that, and as of September, late September, we're gonna be moving back to Florida. Now interest rates are all time high, but interest rates are also looking to drop. But because interest rates are high, housing prices are cheap. So if I buy at a cheap housing price, at today's rate, 2025, July, whatever, I can refinance in a year and get a cheap rate for interest, which is really, really good. And I don't know what the average income is there, but if my wife and I together combined, make about 75,000 a year, we're approved for about a 275,000 dollar loan, which we're paying a $250,000 loan. We're looking at about 2 grand a month at today's rates. So let's step forward a fact where let's say we buy at 250 at a 6.5% interest rate. As I said, 2 grand. Then we live in that for a year, which we can afford. We can afford that. That's no problem. Um, in about a year from now, let's say we refinance with the way things are going, could possibly be 2-3% interest rate. So if that's the case, mortgages will drop dramatically, but also keep the cheap price. So therefore, we are going to be in a good shape when it comes to buying a home at this time. Now is the time to buy for buyers, investors, whatever. From what I've read and heard, which who knows if I'm right, but that's just what I've looked into. Why are we moving from North Dakota back to Florida? So we were in Florida, which we loved. We never wanted to leave, but we did, again, for financial reasons. So we went to North Dakota to be around her family and kind of get our finances straight and get shit figured out. And we've gotten shit figured out. We got everything paid off, other than a vehicle. We got everything paid off, which is really, really good. That was a lot of debt that we put into a home to refurbish and whatever else. So now that all that's caught up, everything's kind of back in line. We're gonna buy a home that's more updated. Is the plan? Maybe a little bit smaller, which we're content with. We're content with very small, but we have to have a yard, and we have to have a decent sized kitchen. That's pretty much our only requirements, and it needs to be up to date. Outside of that, it doesn't really matter. So that's the plan. And why are we moving back? So North Dakota, the wife doesn't really want to agree with it. Kind of fucking sucks. In the sense of there's not much to do. It's just like when we left Iowa to go to Florida. A lot of cornfields, a lot of bean fields. And then there's a farmer's market. And then there's bars. Like that's what there's to do in the Midwest. It's a hometown feel, small town. It's a lot cheaper, but you gotta pay to get. I'd rather pay to live in Florida where I have friends that I love and enjoy and have things to do all the time versus being here where the only thing to do is to go to the bars on the weekend. That's not what I want to do. I want to make a life. And the life is in the sunny state. It's in the hot. It's in the warm. It's where there are things to do and keep up on. And I fish. I fish a lot, especially down there. I saltwater fish. I don't freshwater fish. People up here they ice fish. I don't do none of that. I don't like the cold, bro. Why would I go out in the cold and fish in the cold? I'm to each their own. And people love ice fishing. Nothing against it. I bought a motorcycle up here and been riding the shit out of it. But at the same time, when it comes with shit like that, nothing against North Dakota or what they do. There's a lot of refugees who do not know the road laws and whatever else. I read about motorcycle deaths every single day. Freaks me out. So I'd rather sell the motorcycle and get a boat. I'd rather be on the water than be on the road. That's just me personally. But financially, does it make sense to go to Florida? No. But at the same time, you pay for what you get. You give to get. We're going to pay more to be down there. It's going to financially strain us more, which we've been up here, we've been able to save a lot. Enough to where we can comfortably buy a home and move and whatever else. And we could definitely buy a very big home here, but we would rather buy a smaller home where we enjoy the space versus a bigger home in the country where you ride your fucking four-wheeler. To each their own. That's a lot of people's thing. No problem with that. Just not ours. My wife and I's. And that is what it is. All I know is housing's expensive, especially nowadays with interest. But now's the time to buy because as interest drops, housing prices go up. Right now, it's still it's a buyer's market, but coming very soon, it's going to be a seller's market. And as soon as it becomes a seller's market, it's going to be much harder to buy a home. It's going to cost a lot more money. So now is the time to get in, and that's what we're trying to do. With the loan we're trying to get, being in North Dakota, not being in Florida, we have to have job offers. If we have job offers that state how much we're going to make, how many hours we're going to work, we can close on a home. And once we close on the home, we have 90 days to start work once we can officially move in. Which, if we have legitimate job offers, that should be no problem. But that's each job, each person, whatever. The hardest part for us so far has been not getting approved for the home loan, not finding homes, it's the jobs. I think because we're technically living in North Dakota. I still have my Florida ID, but the fact that we're still living in North Dakota is a very big deterrent for upcoming jobs that we've been applying and talking with. Which is kind of a pain in the ass. And I don't have too much on it right now. I just know we're trying to move back. We know it's going to cost more, but you pay to live versus you're living to pay. I could make a lot more money up here. I could get a much bigger house. But I'd rather be down there, make less, buy a house for more expensive, but have things to do and be in the city. I'm definitely a city kid. Guy, adult, whatever you want to call it. Definitely a city guy. And she is too. And we've learned that since being in Iowa to Florida to North Dakota, we would get everything to be back in Florida because the convenience, number one, the people, number two, and just the lifestyle. We're not planning on having kids, so the lifestyle for down there, for what we're looking for, it's what we want. What we're going to do, we're still trying to figure that shit out. It takes some time. And I can keep you updated as that goes. I just was bored tonight, and I want to do a little update video. It's been a couple of years. And I know there's one, maybe two guys that actually want these updates. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Feel free to fucking comment anything you want. And if I get bored another night here soon, which probably will happen because it's North Dakota and there's nothing to do, I'll answer anything, wholeheartedly. I'm very brutally honest. I'm not here for the money. Which I'm not making any money, but I'm not here for the money. I'm not here. I do this because it informs people and it shows people what moving is in a reality across the country. So financially, it's going to cost us a couple $100 for a U-Haul trailer. I have a truck now, so I can pull it. Which with my truck, it's going to cost us probably $1,500 to move down there, just in gas. Hotels, a couple $100. Hopefully we'll have a house, quote unquote, closed on so we can move into when we get down there. But with the down payment, gas, closing costs, whatever, it's gonna cost us an easy 20 grand just to get down there and be able to move in. It's a lot of money. You gotta be ready for it. And as I said, this is gonna be very brief, but I'm down to answer any questions. Comment. Don't subscribe, because why would you subscribe to me? But this is my second time moving across the country. No, one, two, third time moving across the country. Sorry, third time moving across the country, and I'm not scared anymore. It's just driving. It's finding a new lifestyle. But we made a life. We made a family, and I'm ready to be with them again. That's all I know. So let me know what you got questions for, and I'll definitely answer any questions.